Hey my beautiful Leo peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Am from CancerMoonsTarot and we're coming at y'all with your October 2022 tarot reading. How are you? I hope y'all are well. Without a further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on into it and we shall see what is up. What do we got going on here for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding October 2022? What information do we got in store here, please, for the zodiac signs of my Leos? Messages for Team Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout October 2022. Having a look here at the first card out for you, Leo, we do got here the Tower. Tower card coming out here for you usually could represent a bit of a massive realization. If it's not a massive realization, it could be the breaking down of a foundation in order for a new foundation to be built, right? So it's kind of like one tower gets knocked down. Let's build a much more sturdier structure. Let's build something much more wonderful. So it could be about essentially rebuilding a foundation in your life. Taking a look here into the next card for you, we do have here the Magician. So Magician coming out here for you. Big card of manifestation, but if it's not about manifestation, it's about the card of showing up. I kind of am picking up on the message here for you, Leo. It's like this month it's really about continuing to show up for yourself, you know, making sure that you're showing up for yourself day in and day out to transform your life into what you want it to be. It's about like, it doesn't matter how many people in my life have turned their back on me, but I'm the one person that should never turn my back on myself, you know? So it's about making sure that you're always going to continue to do the best for you. And I think that that's the kind of restructuring that you're building here at this time with the Tower. It's like I'm reconstructing who I am, what I bring to the world, how I take care of myself, how I view myself, right? Because you got a Nine of Swords coming out over here. Nine of Swords, very big card of anxiety. This could be the card here that represents being anxious or being upset and being frustrated. It could be the card here of kind of being caught up in a negative perception in life. And I do feel for most Leos watching this, this is probably about the feeling that you've had towards yourself. Maybe you felt like you've been in quite a negative perspective of yourself lately, and that's not what you want anymore. It's like, I don't want to be the person that turns my back on my own self. Like, fuck other people if they do that. If other people turn their back on me, oh well, that's life. Some people are crappy, but I don't want to be the person that turns my back on me. I want to be that individual who inspires myself every day to be the best version that I can be. Having a look here at the last overall energy for you, we got here the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is pretty interesting because I'm getting the vibe here of awakening the beast. And I love that energy so much, right? It's like awakening that inner lion within you. You know, the thing about the Nine of Wands is that there's something within you that hasn't been released, that isn't coming out. And I feel like that's beast mode. To put it pretty bluntly here for you, Leo, you guys this month are entering beast mode, and your beast that's been living inside you has been in dormant mode for quite some time. But I think that with the Nine of Wands coming into play here, it's like it's time to unleash the beast, okay? So I see very much so unleashing the beast here this month, and really getting on par with making sure that you have your own back, okay? Very cool. All right, Leo, let's go ahead and have a look here and see what'll be coming in here for you regarding October 2022. What's going to be coming in here for Leo? We had a jumper come out for you, and we got here a Six of Pentacles. Very nice. Give me 1 second, Leo, and we will continue with the read. Just 1 second, everybody. Thank you very much. Had to clear my throat. So taking a look here for what's coming in here for you, Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is a card of equal give and take. It's a card of equality. I feel like what this is saying here for you is that maybe you've been one of these people. I surely have in my life. If it doesn't apply to you, don't take this message. But Six of Pentacles is kind of giving me the vibe of like, well, in the past, I felt like I never measured up to people. Maybe you were a person who felt this way. You might have felt like you never measured up to people. You might have felt that people were always kind of secretly better than you, or they had better opportunities than you, or they had more than what you had to offer. And you kind of staffed yourself, or what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like you shorted yourself, I guess, if that's the way to put it, in the past, Leo. And considering that you've shorted yourself and you've placed other people above you, that can't be the case here anymore for you. So that's why the Six of Pentacles is coming on in, jumping into October 2022, because Six of Pentacles is like, it's time to put yourself on an equal level playing field with other people. Nobody is above me. Nobody is under me. It's time for me to represent that I can have the same amount of opportunities that anybody else can. I can do the same amount of things that anybody else can. And I need to stop ranking people above me or ranking people's ability or competence or whatever you want to call it above the potential of what I have and what I'm able to do. So Six of Pentacles, it's kind of like seeing yourself with more equality, you know? So I do see that coming in here for you. Moving into the next card of what's coming in, we do got here the Ace of Wands, something to be quite passionate about. Hello. I feel like you're going to be very passionate about yourself and passionate about motivating yourself this month. You might find yourself watching a lot of motivational videos here in October, Leo. Maybe you'll be checking out Tony Robbins or whoever you guys end up watching. But I do feel like you're really going to be super passionate about building and establishing motivation. For some of you, you might be hitting the gym this month, getting very motivated here to do like an awesome body transformation. You could be getting very motivated here this month to, really just change up your image, I guess, for those of you especially that work in the social media space. You could be buying new equipment. You could be, buying cool new cameras, stuff like that. I mean, and that might make sense to some of you, might make sense to none of you, but I feel this energy where it's like you're improving the quality of your image, the quality of who you are, right? And Leos, they know how to put on a very amazing image, right? Leos are very good at presenting themselves and making themselves beautiful. They're very good at showing the luxury in things, even if it's on a budget. So my Leo peeps, I see y'all being very passionate about making sure that when everybody sees Leo, they see somebody who's confident, they see somebody who's hardworking, they see somebody who's beautiful. And I do see that you're working very hard towards your image here this month. Moving into the next card, we do got the Four of Cups. There's going to be a couple things that you feel that you need to tune out here. Four of Cups here is a card that usually represents ignoring somebody or ignoring what people say or ignoring situations. So Four of Cups coming into play here for you. There's going to be some things that you're going to tune out, but I feel like it's rightfully so. Maybe what you're tuning out here this month is you're tuning out certain people in your life that are naysayers or negative Nancy's. Maybe it's time to tune out what the family has to say, especially if you come from a family that is full of opinions. It could be the energy of having to tune out a toxic friend and making sure that that friendship is just not going to get in the way anymore of what you want for yourself. So for Leos that have found themselves in situations with people that have been inherently dimming their light, you're really going to remove the people that have been sucking the light away from you. Point blank period. You are here to step into the spotlight this month. Nobody else's darkness is going to be here to consume your light. So whatever you need to remove yourself from, you guys will be doing as much as possible, okay? Moving into the next card for what's coming in here for you, we also got here Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a card of enjoyment. Lots of joy here for you this month. I think that there's a lot to be happy about. I think that with the new restructuring that you're bringing to your life, you're pretty happy with who you are. And as I've already mentioned, right, it's incredibly important to not turn your back on yourself. If other people turn their back on you in life, it sucks for sure. But being the person to turn your back on yourself is one of the worst feelings to go through. So if you can always be there for you, then you can allow yourself to be happy with you. So I do feel like a lot of enjoyment is here in this month, and I do feel like there's a lot of passion, and I do feel like a lot of creativity is coming into play here as well with the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a very creative card, so this could be a great time for you to have new ideas to bring to the table. Maybe this is new ideas in career, maybe this is new ideas in your own personal dreams, but I do see for many of you here, it's like you're super passionate here to just make your life really freaking awesome. So this is cool, man. Really enjoying this reading for you. Let's go ahead and have a look here and see what you might not be aware about this month and see what you need to hear. So what might my beautiful Leo peeps not be aware about here in the month of October 2022? What are some things here that my beautiful Leo peeps may not be aware about? Give me 1 second. I almost dropped like half my tarot deck. All right. What are some things that my Leo peeps might not be aware about regarding October 2022? Having a look here at the first card out, we do got here the Hermit. So Hermit card coming into play here. Hermit card could represent isolation, but it also represents wisdom. So you might not be aware of how much wisdom you truly have and how much knowledge and power comes with that wisdom. So I think that what would benefit you a lot, Leo, is listening more to your inner knowing and listening more to your intuition. Not to say that you don't do that, but I would say that maybe try to incorporate more meditation into your daily experience, because the more that you do that and the more that you listen to what you're feeling truly guided to, a lot better results you're going to see here this month. So for any Leos that have, it doesn't matter if you're spiritual or not, but let's say you are spiritual. If you feel like you've pulled back from your spiritual, if you feel like you've pulled back from your spirituality for a while now, try to retune that and reconnect with that. Try to tap back into that energy. I think that the more you start connecting with yourself on deep levels and start listening to what your inner knowing is telling you to do, the more success you're going to see here this month. So you might not be aware about how much true knowledge and power you have, but if you activate it, if you meditate, if you connect with yourself, you're really going to start to see, all the power you really do have and all the knowledge you really do have to help benefit you in your life. So that's why I'm kind of getting that message here of like, don't be afraid to meditate a little bit more or check in with yourself a little bit more or to listen to what your gut is telling you to do, because there really is a lot of really great, powerful benefits that can come of that, okay? Moving into the next card of what you might not be aware about, we do got here the Nine of Pentacles. Leo, I don't think you know this, but you are very much so super duper functioning when you're on your own. When a Leo is in their own individual energy, you are so much more efficient. You are so much more powerful than you can imagine. As a Leo Venus myself, I like to be surrounded by people. Being surrounded by people and having individuals around me is a great feeling to have. But I notice that I do my best work when I'm isolated, when I'm in the zone, when I'm connected to myself, and that is usually when the best comes out of me. So it's not a bad thing here to be on your own or to take more time to focus on your own individuality this month. If you want to take a day off from hanging out with people and you want to just do you for a day so that you can focus on a new business you're working on, or you can focus on working towards your dream, or a new idea came in mind, really don't trip. Don't bother about taking time away from people. If you need to separate yourself from people this month, being in your own individual energy is going to have a lot more benefits than being around others, because you will be way less distracted and more tapped in with your goals and whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I don't think you're aware about just how powerful you are when you are in your own individual power. Okay. So I would definitely focus a little more on your individuality. Moving into the next card for what you might not be aware about, we do got here the Fool card. So Fool card coming into play here for you. This is the card that usually represents having blind faith. I think that for many of you, what realization you're going to end up having in this self-transformation is the amount of blind faith that you've put in people. The truth is that Leos really love to see the good in everybody. They love to see the good in every situation that they can, but not every situation has good at the surface. And even if they don't have good at the surface, you still try to go beneath the surface to see the good. I feel like you're being called here at this time to look at situations directly for what they are. If you see something and you automatically can detect that it's not a good vibe, don't try to search for something good within it, even if there is. It's almost like you may find yourself in harsher situations the more you keep trying to get the good out of someone or out of an experience than if you were just to accept that maybe it's not a good vibe after all. right, I probably worded that incredibly poorly. Mercury retrograde luckily is coming to a close soon, but for me, when Mercury is in retrograde, it's a little hard to get my words across sometimes. So essentially what I'm trying to say here for you, Leo, is look at the surface of people. Don't always go so deep within situations. If you don't feel a good vibe right off the bat, you don't have to search deeper for something good to be there, okay? That's what I'm feeling here for you specifically, because sometimes when you continue to look at the good and even the worst situations, you find yourself getting stuck in those rough situations because what you hold on to is the good after all. And even though that's a beautiful quality and a beautiful trait to have, it can get us in some pretty sticky jams sometimes that might not be the most beneficial to us. So try to look at everything at the surface. Don't always go so deep. Now, of course, it doesn't mean don't go deep at all. Let's say for an example, you're in a relationship with somebody, go deep in that relationship, especially if they're great on the surface and they're great deep down below. Okay. So just throwing that out there for you. But that was a pretty interesting message. Not what I expected here with the Fool card, but yeah, Fool card is saying that here to me. It's kind of like, take what you see that's right in front of you. Don't always go so deep. Sometimes when you try to see the good in bad situations, you end up getting wrapped in that bad situation and the bad ends up outweighing the good. You don't want to get in those situations, okay? All right, moving into the last card for what it is you may not be aware about, we got here the Ten of Cups. Ooh, yeah. You might not be aware about how much love you truly have to offer. I think for many of you here, you're going to start to become aware over time of I'm really great at functioning on my own. I think that many of you are going to realize that. You know, you might have been a Leo in the past that was like, I want a romantic relationship, I want a husband or I want a wife, and I want, you know, the most amazing soulmate experience. And I think part of you will always want that. But I feel like you're going to start to be aware more and more as time goes on this month of how great you are at functioning, being single or being individual, you know, and doing your own thing, and how much love you have to offer, and how you just know how to take care of yourself. Like, you know how to fulfill yourself while just doing you and not having other people do it for you. So you're like, shit, okay, 10 of Cups. Like, I can actually be totally content being on my own without having other people have to be that void. I don't need a void anymore. You know, there isn't a void that I have other people fill for my happiness at this time. I fulfill myself. And when you start to see that you truly can do that, it's a really freeing feeling. Now, that's not to say later down the line that you meet somebody that you consider soulmate material and they're amazing and you want to form a relationship with them. That's not to say don't do it. You know, if you find somebody later down the line, yeah, you know, if you like them, if you fuck with them, if they are definitely soulmate material, go with that individual and have a wonderful relationship. But I just feel like 10 of Cups here is basically saying, you know how to take care of yourself really well. And it's going to become a lot more apparent to you here in October 2022. All right, my beautiful Leos, let's go ahead and move along further. We're going to take a look here and now see what you can expect throughout the rest of your October 2022. So what can my Leos expect here, please, throughout the rest of their month? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, throughout October 2022. What can they expect here, please, for the remainder of their month? First card out, we do got here the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, very abundant card, very grounded card. I think you're going to feel super sturdy with this new type of foundation that you're building for yourself. You know, you're jumping into October becoming very motivational as a person. You're really on top of making sure that you're taking care of yourself and that you have your own back. You're doing everything that you can to make sure that you love yourself and you appreciate yourself. So in return of that, you're going to become the King of Pentacles. Very sturdy person, very comfortable and confident in who you are. It's really going to show with all the work that you're putting in here this month of how much of a person, or how much you've changed as a person, but in a very positive way. Next card, we got here the Three of Pentacles. You're going to continue to be on your grind here. We do got here the Three of Wands. And then lastly for you, we do got here the Nine of Cups. So Leo, what this is saying for me is that moving throughout the rest of your October 2022, you're going to continue to work on yourself and to continue to rebuild the foundation and structure of who you are as much as possible. This month, it's grind time, baby. I'm becoming the dream Leo I've always wanted to be, and you're going to keep on putting in that work. Now, with the Three of Wands coming into play here, Three of Wands is a card that usually represents waiting for your ships to come in. So I feel like for you, you're in this place of transformation and you are probably waiting for more things to happen for you. I would just say don't be disappointed, I guess, if not everything unfolds for you this month that you've exactly wanted, right? Things necessarily take time. So don't feel bad about your progress, even if your progress is minimal. And that depends on anything. Maybe this is talking about a fitness journey. Maybe this is mentioning a journey in a new career. You know, even if you explore minimal progress this month, progress is still progress, and that needs to be acknowledged. So that's the message that I'm getting here for you. So don't feel bad if you're still not necessarily where you want to be, because you're en route to get there, okay? And with the Nine of Cups coming into play here for you, Nine of Cups is a beautiful card of optimism. It's a card of happiness and contentment. It feels like a very content month, you know? I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. You know, that seems where you're coming at the end of all this. Speaking of the end of all this, let's have a look here now at your overall outcome, okay? What's going to be the overall outcome here for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding October 2022? What do we got showing up here as the overall outcome? And that overall outcome is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. I love it, man. I love it a lot. Leo, Wheel of Fortune coming in here for you. It is the card that represents fortune is ahead. Fortunate times are ahead. But it also represents that life did a 180, you know? The Wheel of Fortune is that there's a turnaround here. So you went from feeling like my foundation was entirely broken, I lost the surface of who I was, I've gone through so much to the point where I didn't know who I was, but now I'm building myself into the person, and I'm shaping and molding myself into the person I've wanted to be. And you can be proud here at the end of the month, because you really have turned around who you are, who you choose to be, who you're showing up as. And I think it's a really beautiful experience overall. So Leo, Really wonderful reading. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If it resonates to you, cool. If not, don't worry about it. You can feel free to check out any other awesome readers on the YouTube platform, or you can check out any other future videos that I post. But if you are new here, please do consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to never miss when I upload or go live on YouTube. It would be gratefully, gratefully appreciated. But all right, Leos, I love you all so much. Enjoy October, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love, Leo, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.